You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Comics with My Kids. I'm your host, Matt D., and with me today is...
Logan D.
And today, Logan, what are we talking about?
We're talking about Doctor Who.
Whoa, what issues of Doctor Who we're talking about?
1 and 2.
Yeah, Doctor Who, the 11th Doctor by Titan Comics. Written by Al Ewing, Rob Williams, art by Simon Fraser. All right, Logan. Well, as we dive into the Doctor Who comic, you want to tell everybody what you think of Doctor Who so far, since we've been watching the movies or TV shows?
I really like Doctor Who, but then again, I've only seen the 11th Doctor.
That's okay. It's a good way to start off, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go ahead and dive into issue 1 of Doctor Who from Titan Comics. So, first off, buddy, what do we learn about the Doctor?
The first thing we learn about the Doctor is that he's an alien. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing at least Alice learns.
Okay, and who's Alice?
Alice is the Doctor's partner.
Yep. And we first start off with learning who Alice is by an opening story where it basically explains that Alice's mother has passed away.
Yes,
and
it's a sad beginning.
Yep, that's a pretty sad beginning right out the bat. And what can you tell me about the first pages, the colors? What is it in?
It's all black and white because of it's sad, and whenever something's sad, the movie always makes it raining.
Yeah, so it's a rainy day. And then, like, the next couple pages, basically it's going through Alice's day. And is there anything in the panels of Alice's day that you notice? Any color whatsoever, or is it all just pretty much black and white?
Well, I only see a color in 2 frames.
Yeah.
And it's the TARDIS in 2 different frames, in 2 different spots.
Yeah.
It is in that part and that part.
Yep. So everything's black and white until we get to the next big page, and that's what's called a splash page. And the thing about splash pages, it shows a lot of action and a lot of stuff going on. And what happens when we get to that splash page? What do you notice?
I notice there's this weird rainbow dog that the Doctor's chasing around town.
And is it still black and white?
No.
No, it pops with color because it's showing that.
How else would I know if it's a rainbow dog if it's black and white?
Exactly. So
I just said it was a splash page.
Yeah, and so it pops with color because it's letting you know that now the story's really getting kicked in, and that we're going from a sad, depressed Alice to a rather interested Alice because she sees.
And surprised.
Yes, she is surprised.
And it kind of looks like that dog has a mustache.
Yeah, it is kind of funny how it looks that way. All right, so then what can you tell me about what's going on with the dog? Why is the Doctor chasing it?
Because it's a weird alien, and it walks right up to Alice first.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something I realized.
What's that?
Is we can't see the TARDIS over on the picture here. We don't see the TARDIS.
Right, because the focus is no longer on the background, but it's more on the dog.
Yes.
All right, so
dog and Alice.
The Doctor's chasing the dog, and Alice. What does Alice do? Does she just stand there?
Yeah, she just stands there as soon as it comes up to her.
Okay, and then what happens with the dog?
Then the Doctor tells her to help him.
Okay.
Not to just stand there, so she does.
Right, and so the two of them run off, and then the Doctor literally what does he actually run into?
A pole.
Yeah, a light pole. And what happens to the dog then?
The dog runs off.
Yeah.
And he runs off to the post area, where there's a lot of people discussing over stuff.
Mm-hmm. So then the Doctor introduces himself to Alice.
And he has a bloody nose.
Yeah, because he ran into the pole. So then, after he introduces himself, what does the Doctor then do?
Then the Doctor just walks away.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then we flash to another scene where we see Alice in her apartment. And is she getting good news or bad news?
This is bad news.
Yeah, she's getting evicted from her apartment. So not only has her mom died, she also lost her job. She's getting evicted from her apartment. And she's on the phone right now with the councils to kind of help her get her apartment or stay in her apartment. And so while she's sitting there, what do we hear?
We hear the TARDIS coming.
Yeah, what noise does it make?
Yeah.
Yeah. So suddenly the TARDIS appears right in the middle of her
apartment.
Now, what can you tell me about the TARDIS? What's unique about the other than it just appearing out of nowhere?
That it's bigger on the inside, and it can travel anywhere in space and time.
Yeah. What does the exterior look like?
What's an exterior?
The outside of the ship?
The outside's just a small little blue box, but the inside is humongous. You can walk through. The only way to get through the TARDIS, it would take days.
Yeah.
To get through the whole TARDIS.
All right. So then the Doctor shows up, and he realizes that when he met Alice, she was sad. Okay. So then, what does the Doctor do?
The Doctor talks.
Now, not only does he talk, but
he takes her on an adventure.
Well, I was to say, doesn't he start off by saying, "How about a nice cup of tea?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and they sit and talk, and Alice explains what's going on with her life, and so the Doctor decides, well, hey, you know what? Maybe you need to run away for a little bit. Go have an adventure.
Yeah, and the first thing I think is kind of funny, because when she goes in the TARDIS, and the Doctor says, "What do you see?" And she says, "I see it's upside down."
Oh.
Yeah, because it's upside down.
Yep, because she says it's upside down, and the Doctor explains, "Oh, well, the gravity stabilizers have been playing up a bit. Bear with me." And the Doctor flips a couple switches on the console, and everything rearranges itself. So then what happens?
Then he takes her to the pool.
Yeah, he shows her the TARDIS, the inside of the TARDIS, and what kind of cool things are in there.
And in the pool there were some fish.
Yeah. And she basically explains everything that's going on with her life.
But didn't she already explain that earlier on the couch?
Well, then, yeah, that, and then they also talk about the dog that the Doctor was chasing. And what did they learn about the dog?
They learned that it was not from planet Earth.
Mm-hmm. But did it have like a tag on it or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they know that it's got a tag on it. So then what do they decide to do?
They decided to catch it and find out what the tag is.
Yeah. So then we flash to, this is Parliament, the House of Commons in London. And the Prime Minister is talking at the, basically the area where the government is. Kind of like how we have a Senate and a House of Representatives. So then what happens there at Parliament? At
the Parliament, the crazy rainbow dog comes.
Yeah, he shows up because what did we learn about the crazy rainbow dog in the dialogue when the Doctor was talking to Alice?
It feeds off of love.
Love or emotions?
Oh, it's emotions.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Maybe it would have been fear.
Yeah.
Or something else that fed off of fear.
So the Doctor and Alice show up at Parliament to kind of capture the dog. And
the dog chases them.
Yep. And the dog basically chases Alice, and then the dog gets out of Parliament, and there are a bunch of unit soldiers there. And they don't explain a unit here in the book, I don't think.
What's the unit?
Unit is United Nations International Task Force. It's what the Earth has come up with to combat aliens. The Doctor was actually part of their group back in the 70s or the 80s. So then the dog is about to get fired upon, but who saves the dog?
Alice.
Yep. And then what happens as Alice is talking to the unit soldiers?
The TARDIS appears behind her.
Yeah, and then what happens?
And then a gigantic squid comes out.
Yeah, because what did they learn about the dog?
The dog just needed its friend.
Yep, and so the dog got its owner back.
Its friend.
Yep.
And the leader got kind of cray-cray.
Oh, yes, the Prime Minister?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's not used to seeing alien dogs.
Yeah. And here it says, so the squid said hello to the dog, and they went in pretty blue box. I want my bedding now.
All right, and then the Doctor and Alice decide to take the dog and its owner back. To its
dog and its friend.
Dog and its friend back.
And right now they're playing in the pool.
Yep. And then what does Alice decide to do with the Doctor?
Travel more?
Yep, so she decides to travel more with the Doctor, which then ends this issue, and we go off to issue 2, where we learn about, title of the next one is called Rakhandian Roll. So we'll go ahead and dive right into issue 2. Well, before we do, Logan, can you tell me a little bit about what's going on in the back here? Because, most comic books, they have ads and stuff, but they also have a little extra material.
Yeah, so in the back they have have these little figures that do a little goofy stuff, and they also, see if I can find it. They have this weird person thing with the pawns.
Yeah, they're like little cartoon sketches, little mini comics. One's called Pond's Life, and the other one is We Love Titans. Service with Shh. And basically it's pop figures of the Doctor.
Pop figures combined with Legos.
Yep. All right. So that was issue 1. So issue 2 picks up. It's called Rockhondi and Roll. Again, it is written by Al Ewing with art by Simon Fraser. All right. So issue 2 of the 11th Doctor. Previously, Alice lost her mother, her job, and her apartment, and was at her lowest ebb. That's when the Doctor crashed into her life, chasing an alien rainbow dog known as a Catarite. That's right, we didn't mention what kind of animal it was.
But now we did.
Yep.
Good
Through
thing
the
we
streets.
went straight to book 2.
Yep. Through the streets of London, the Doctor and Alice proved a pretty good team, reuniting the Catarite and its owner with a totally decimating the House of Parliament. Now they're off on a new adventure. All right, so we start off. We are already in the planet Rockhondi, and what do we see right off the bat?
The Doctor arguing with a pig.
Yeah. And what do we learn about Rockhondi? It has become an amusement park, an entire planet amusement park. When originally the Doctor wanted to bring Alice there because it was a lush, beautiful garden, like a Garden of Eden. But he learns that it's become an amusement park. And what do we also see over here with in the background of the Doctor and Alice arguing about the planet?
There's a mini spray painted on the wall.
Okay, your mouth.
A sign that says, "I'm bored."
Yeah, because he's spraying graffiti. And so, of course, 2 people who work at the amusement park take him in and say, "Hey, look, we can offer you something for fun and free." And suddenly he gets what?
Sucked up.
Yeah, some kind of alien thing attaches to his forehead.
It looks like a sucker.
Yep. And then we go to the splash page. It tells us who wrote it and the artist.
What's this?
This is a splash page here.
Oh.
Okay.
Doesn't look like a splash page.
Then we come back and the Doctor's talking to Alice about the planet and how angry he is that the whole planet has been changed into a giant amusement park, an industrial facility. They've taken away the entire planet's beautiful jungle area.
The Doctor landed it wrong, and he's glad he didn't land it when the pollution started.
Mm-hmm.
And on the page with the pollution, we can see 2 dead, beautiful birds.
Yeah. So then what happens? They decide to check out the amusement park.
Yeah, and then the Doctor plays a game wrong.
Yep, because he's... Let's see here.
You're supposed to hit the targets and get the pets, but to get the little toys. But he was hitting the little toys to get the targets.
Yep. And then we learn that the planet is run by a company called Servue Inc. And instead of arresting people that cause mayhem, they basically bribe people to act nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Doctor purposely got captured because he was acting bad, and that's where we learn what did he walk into?
The room where the weird monster sucker thing is.
Yep. And so he argues with the people that work there, and then
Alice shoots one of the guys in the butt.
Yeah.
Choom.
With one of the BB guns from the theme park.
Is that really a BB gun?
Yep.
Looks
And
like it's a laser. Choom.
Nope. That's the path that the BB took. All right. So then Alice and the Doctor are now in the same room with the alien and 3 of the Servue Inc. Employees, and suddenly security guards come in, and we learn what about this main security guard?
That the main one the Doctor knew.
Well, the Doctor has seen before, or at least the main security guard has seen the Doctor before, but the Doctor hasn't seen him before because everything's kind of out of time. or out of order in time. So then they basically capture everybody, and then what happens to the Doctor?
He gets sucked as well.
Yeah, by the alien creature. So then the Doctor gets a sucker attached to his forehead.
Yeah. And then the thing barfs.
Just completely blows up because it can't handle all the brain power of the Doctor, huh?
No, it's because most people want small things, but the Doctor wanted something huge. And since it was so huge, it couldn't suck it up.
Yeah.
And the Doctor thinks he made it throw up.
And so then basically all the brainwashed people on the Rakandi planet start realizing, what they are and how they're not happy there. And then the Doctor says, well, job well done. And then they pop off in the TARDIS, huh? Mm-hmm. And the moral is, next time, watch when you're landing. So as that story ends, we go into an epilogue. And in the epilogue, we see the headquarters of Servue Inc. Industries. And at Servue Inc., what do we see?
We see the same thing.
Another giant alien.
And we find out what it is.
Yep. And then...
You will find out later when we podcast about a different one.
So then, to be continued. All right, Logan. So this was the first 2 issues of Titan Comics' version of the 11th Doctor and Doctor Who. What did you think about it?
I liked them both.
Yeah?
I'd give them both 5 stars.
Yeah?
At the most.
So you enjoy reading Doctor Who comics?
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, is the highest 10?
However you want to rate it, buddy. If you want to make it out of 5 stars, we can do it out of 5 stars.
Out of 10.
Out of 10? All right, cool. I don't think we have anything else to add about the Doctor Who comic. What else can you tell me about Doctor Who, buddy? What do you like about it the most?
I actually don't have a favorite part.
No, okay. All right.
Although I actually do, when he was like yelling at the pig costume guy, and all of the pig costume, he asked the pig costume guy a question, and he just stood there and stared.
Yeah.
And then he got angry.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. This has been Comics with My Kids. I'm Matt D.
I'm Logan D.
And you can listen to us on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play.
Google Play.
Yep. And you can see our website at thecomicscornerbox.blogspot.com.
See you later, alligator. Bye-bye.